I haven't filmed one of these videos in a very, very long time. But today's video, I'm going to give you an update on what my gaming setup looks like for 2024. It's changed, but a lot of it's remained the same since the very last one that you've seen, which was probably back when I was in Florida. As we walk inside the room, we have messy bed, which we'll just ignore and go straight to the setup on the right-hand side. Now this in total is about $4,500. Now throughout this video, I will tell you that most of the stuff is thrifted or I got it for a very, very low price. And yes, everything works. That's the one good part about what I've done with my YouTube videos, but also as a very smart individual to not buy things full price and brand new because there's no point. So I rocked the 2 monitor setup. So essentially this is my primary monitor, this is my secondary monitor, and I usually watch YouTube videos or streams or do anything secondary on this one. And then this guy here is mostly for playing games. So like Warzone, Fortnite, or whatever your heart desires, honestly. Now within these 2 monitors, these were actually purchased brand new, just like the PC was. This guy here is an Asus Tough Gaming 280 hertz gaming monitor, 27 inches of pure beauty. This thing will run you about $300 brand new. Then over here we have what's known as the HP 25X, which I've had for quite a few years, so at this rate it's probably worth only about $100 at most. But beautiful 144 hertz gaming monitor as well. This one's a 24 inch. Now I've had this monitor for over 5 years. It's actually my first gaming monitor I've ever had. This was way before the Digital Storm PC that I bought. So I really was curious to see how much did I actually pay for it from Best Buy. Now listen, if I could recommend anything to you guys, it's that you definitely go with a monitor that's got about 160 hertz or more. I know I said 144 was for the secondary monitor here, but reality is like the higher you go, the better. And it is worth the price point because at that rate, you are going to legitimately feel a big difference and you're gonna see a big difference. Even if you're a complete noob and you don't know anything of what you're talking about, I promise you, you're gonna notice a difference. And then on top of the primary monitor, we have a very dusty Logitech Brio. As you can see, I haven't even taken this off. I don't stream whatsoever, and I got this specifically for streaming. It shoots in 1080p as well as 4K. Great built-in microphone, but I don't use it because I just don't stream. This PC doesn't handle it. Then obviously we have the PC here. It's a little dirty and needs to be cleaned for sure. I don't know what half of this stuff is. Probably just a lot of dust. Matter of fact, cleaning this PC should be a top priority for this video, but it's not going to be. This is an old 2019 Digital Storm Lynx Level 4. Beautiful gaming PC, perfect for what I was doing at the time. Honestly, still is. It's just a lot of the hardware and components have kind of like degraded over time, especially since the heavy use of what I use it for. Okay, so this PC, believe it or not, with the 2019 version of the Digital Storm Lynx Level 4, again, the components I've said multiple different times. However, as of recently, I have upgraded just a little bit. Not to break the bank, but enough to actually give me a bit of a difference in performance. I'm gonna name off the components real quick. It's got an Intel i7-9700K with a 2070 RTX NVIDIA GPU with 32 gigabytes of RAM, with each of those 2 sticks being 16 gigabytes. And then we have a 750 watt power supply with CPU liquid cooling. Reality is there's not much more of a difference with everything, but it has helped a little bit. Now the components are obviously frying. This PC is going to be 6 years old next year, which is absolutely insane. And at that rate, it's making sense as to why things are failing. I mean, 5.5 years of consistent use like this for pre-builds, that's pushing it. It really is. But it's beautiful and it still runs well-ish. Pre-builds are a good way to go. At the same time, if you can find somebody to build your PC for you, or someone that won't charge you an arm and leg to build the PC, or if you know how to build PCs yourself, go that route. Because one, you'll get what you want, and more than likely it'll last a lot longer, but that's if you do everything right in terms of making sure the PC parts are compatible with each other and making sure that you're not like me who just fries your PC by putting in new RAM and expecting a difference and not doing anything, so you put in old RAM. Anyways, that's besides the point. I know you guys hear me complain about my Digital Storm PC all the time, but I just want to mention that they actually are a very, very great company for pre-builds, especially for people that are new and wanting to see what a PC is like. And then these here are the best headphones I've ever worn and or used in my entire life. These are the Sennheiser HD 280 Pros. These things ran about $100 on Amazon. They're pretty cheap headphones, noise canceling and everything, but as you can see, they after consistent use, they kind of break pretty easily too. So with that being said, you want to pick yourself up some if you're just getting into gaming or want better audio and better hearing abilities, definitely go with it. But continuing with the audio, we have the Rode Boom microphone attached to a Shure SM7B with an XLR cable. This is a really nice microphone. Here's where I tell you that I bought the boom arm for full price at $100 off of Rode.com. Then I bought the XLR cable through Tuition, which basically was technically free. And then I actually traded my old boosted board for 2 Shure SM7B microphones. It gives you the crisp, clear audio that you've always wanted to hear from yourself, that you always hear when you're watching streamers or even really cool YouTube videos with voiceovers. But in order to get those really crisp, clear like voiceovers, you need some things. So one that's called a cloud lifter, which basically, okay, I did a really bad job with explaining this, so I'm gonna explain it in the most simplest terms possible. But essentially, it increases your gain for your audio signal, so that way you don't have to turn up your gain through the XLR device, which if you did that, more than likely it's going to distort the audio heavily. You might hear a little bit of hum and hiss. So you put the gain all the way down on the XLR machine to then have the cloud lifter do it for you, which would give you voiceovers like this. But also a Focusrite or an XLR machine that kind of handles all the audio. This here is what's known as a cloud lifter. So that's why I was saying it allows the decibels to kind of maintain their tone. And then the Focusrite is like the XLR box. So this controls not only the voltage that is coming out of this wire to the cloud lifter to the microphone, but it also allows the gain and allows the overall ability of what the sound is going to be like. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I confused myself there, but it's a lot. It's a lot of audio stuff and it just works. This guy here, about $70 on Amazon. Focusrite, about $100 to $150. This one is the solo Focusrite, which is basically the one connection to the XLR cable. Then there's a dual or like a triple or whatever. It has the capability of holding 2 XLR cables, so a lot of mumbo jumbo there. So then we have a very nice coil cable. Got this from makesyourkeyboards.com. Not even sure if they have it anymore, but fun fact, if you go to mechanicalkeyboards.com, link in the description and use code Robbie for the use of helping me out so that way I can reinvest into these videos, they might actually have them on that website, but they also do have other cables and keyboard accessories, so don't you fear, you'll be covered. Then you go to the very cheap 60% gaming keyboard with Cherry MX Red switches. This is the RK Royal Clutch 60% keyboard. And a fun fact about that keyboard, a subscriber actually recommended I buy it and review it, and this is the keyboard that I've used for the last 3 years. I've had a Ducky 1-2 Mini, I've had a Matrix keyboard, I've had a high ground keyboard, and I'll be honest with you, it's been my absolute favorite. It's just cheap, it does the trick, and I don't need really anything special. That's why I continue to tell you guys, you don't need to buy $200, $300 things to be good. And we're almost done, but here is the brand new, well I should say newer, the Logitech Pro X Super Light Gaming Mouse. This is not the V2, which I did realize was a thing. This is simply the first version. It's simply amazing. This mouse here will run you about $160 depending on where you get it from. Each place obviously has a different, but great mouse, absolutely love it, don't regret purchasing it. Now, another thing that I actually got off of Marketplace was this Elgato Lite. I absolutely love this thing. It's actually digitally operated, so there's an app for Elgato that you can control this with, and it's worked beautifully. Like, it gives you enough light, but you can also change the softness, you can change the amount of light that you're actually receiving. I got this for about 100, if not 50. I can't remember exactly how much I got it for, but it was cheap. Just like the mouse, I had to drive an hour just to get it, but it was worth it. It really was. To save that much money, oh yeah. And then second to last, we have my very extra large gaming mouse pad. Now this is by HyperX. It is very, very old. As you can see, like I can draw in it with my finger now. It needs to be washed. I do wash it frequently, but I definitely need a new one. I think it's about time to not only invest in a new one, but I think it'd make the setup look a little bit cooler. So let me know in the comments down below what color you think I should get, but also what kind I should get. And last but not least, we have the scuff controller, which I absolutely do not use. I bought this off Marketplace for $100 even. This is the discontinued PlayStation 4 Vantage controller. But I'll be honest with you, like I said, I bought it for a video and haven't used it since. So realistically worth $200 brand new, but I got it for $100 and it says continue, so you can't find the price of it. Now, if you did the math correctly, it's not even close to about $4,500. I only said that just because if it was all brand new, it would be fairly close, but it wouldn't be exact. The PC taking the hefty credit being over $2,000, obviously any PC is going to be like that. But then you have your monitors, you have your audio, you have all this and that. If it was brand new, you're going to be spending a pretty penny. Oh yeah, and let's not forget to mention the $60 Walmart chair. It's actually really nice. Those stupid gaming chairs that were a trend, you don't need those things. They just suck.